Hey, you. Ever find yourself really deep in your own work, like prepping a big project or maybe learning something totally new?
Yeah, just focus on your own stuff.
Exactly. Well, that zone is pretty familiar territory for UGC creators, folks making content like videos or reviews, usually solo, often for brands.
And while that freedom, that independence is a big draw,
Right.
it can also, well, it can lead to feeling kind of cut off, isolated.
That's exactly what we're diving into today. This feeling that can really sneak up on you when you're creating alone.
And it's not just, feeling a bit lonely. It can actually hit your motivation, your creativity,
Yeah.
your well-being, really.
Totally. So, our mission here is to unpack why that happens to solo creators and maybe more importantly, look at some actual practical ways to build connections and keep your head right.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
Okay, so let's get into it. The core thing, right? Working alone means you're everything. The ideas person, the producer, the
The
editor.
crew in one.
Yeah. Which is empowering, sure, but it doesn't exactly build in those chances to connect with others.
And you see creators talking about this, like on Reddit, on the RUGC creator sub, someone posted something like, it's exciting, but the journey feels pretty lonely.
Oh, yeah.
Since I don't personally know anyone else pursuing UGC or similar things. And that really hits it, doesn't it? Feeling like you're on this path alone.
It really does. And like you said, it's not just feeling down. It can affect like getting feedback,
Mhm.
right? Or finding people to maybe team up with.
Exactly. Collaboration opportunities dry up.
Yeah.
Maybe you miss out on industry news, platform changes,
Yeah.
stuff that actually impacts your work, your income.
Right. Makes total sense. It's got real professional consequences, not just personal ones. And, it's not just anonymous folks on Reddit. I saw this creator, Asaka,
Hmm?
on Instagram. She was documenting her journey, like day 21 of building a community as a lonely creator.
Wow. Day 21. That shows you it takes real, effort. It doesn't just happen.
For sure. It's proactive.
So what can creators actually do? What are some steps?
Well, one obvious one seems to be finding those online spaces, right?
Definitely. Communities like the UGC Creator Club, places designed for creators to connect, share, support each
Do it,
other.
finding your people online. And maybe take it a step further, like actually work with other creators.
Oh, absolutely. Collaborations are huge, joint projects, even small ones. It builds relationships, you share the load, you learn from each other,
Good point.
and it doesn't always have to be a big project either. Think about just regular virtual check-ins.
Oh, like a virtual coffee chat?
Sort of. Yeah,
Okay.
just setting aside time with a few other creators, talk shop, share what's working, what's not, get that peer support. It can make a massive difference.
I can see that. And what about like online events, webinars, workshops?
Yeah, those two. Great for learning, obviously, but also for networking, even virtually. You can make connections in chat, breakout rooms, whatever. You never know.
Okay, so connection is key. But what about the mental side? The well-being part?
Super important because working alone, especially creatively, can lead straight to burnout if you're not careful.
Yeah. What are the signs people should look out for?
Well, things like feeling just constantly drained, no energy,
Hmm.
or your motivation just evaporates, or you notice your creativity, your ideas just aren't flowing like they used to.
Oh, and for a creator, that creativity is the job, basically.
Exactly. So when isolation starts messing with that spark, it's not just personal, it hits the work directly, hits their ability to make great content.
Right. So what's the advice there?
Well, the big one is realizing it's okay, actually, it's strong to seek support.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hesitate to reach out to, mental health professionals
Hmm.
or even support groups. Getting that outside perspective can be invaluable.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't be stigmatized. And day to day.
Day to day, it's about self-care. And not just as a treat, but like a necessity.
Like what kind of things?
The basics sometimes.
Mhm.
Exercise, having hobbies that aren't creating content, actually getting enough sleep.
The fundamental.
Yeah. They genuinely boost your mental health, which then feeds back into your energy, your creativity, your drive. It's all connected.
Okay, so wrapping this up. It sounds like being a solo UGC creator has its perks, for sure, but that isolation risk is real.
It is. And the main takeaway seems to be proactive. Don't wait to feel isolated.
Right. Actively build those connections, online groups, collabs, check-ins.
And make your mental well-being a priority. Self-care isn't selfish. It's sustainable. Seek help when you need it.
Definitely. So maybe a final thought for you listening, thinking about all this, about connection.
Yeah.
What's maybe one small thing, one tiny step you could take today in your own work, creative or not, to feel a little more connected, a bit more supported?
Hmm. That's a good question to chew on because sometimes, it's those small steps that actually make the biggest difference in the long run.